You're listening to the podcast where we talk about life, sports, family, and everything in between. Welcome to Just Talking Out Loud with your hosts, Ron and Terry.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Ron.
And I'm Terry.
And we are very happy you're with us. We hope you had a very Merry Christmas, because this is going to be the day after Christmas. Although if I really screwed up this morning, because I always say every Monday we get a new
Podcast
episode, and for some reason I put in the 20th. I don't know.
So is it not releasing it?
I had to go in and
change it.
So I promise it'll be Mondays. For some reason I can't read a calendar. So today's show, we got a couple things. We're going to talk about New Year's, because New Year's Eve and New Year's Day is coming up this weekend. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about what our New Year's resolutions are. Maybe we could do something like that.
You don't want to talk to me about that right now, do you?
Why?
Just blow everyone off.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, maybe we don't want to talk about that. Well, it's not that. It's just, sometimes you just want to be peaceful and not do anything. We talk about dogs. Dogs can smell this on us. And it's not
fear?
poop. No, it's not. Maybe. We'll talk about that. What's embarrassing for a grown man to still be doing. And we're going to talk a lot about New Year's as it's coming up, and Christmas. I'd like to be able to tell you how our Christmas was, but we haven't done Christmas yet, so I really can't really discuss that yet.
Yep.
Because it's the day after Christmas. But we're looking forward to, well, I guess we could just say
Christmas
it was good.
Eve. Yeah. Christmas Eve will be good. Even if it's short, it'll be good.
Yeah. But that was past, and now we move on.
We'll get to see the kids. And
we do this.
although I don't know if we're seeing my family at all.
Okay, well, we'll talk. Maybe we should do this another time. We should do the podcast another day. What do you think? Should we just hold off?
No, we're fine.
Yeah, these are we've been running all day, basically.
Yes.
And trying to get things accomplished. Terry's hasn't been feeling great, but I think you're getting better.
Doctor's office, some shopping, funeral home, Zachary's mom's.
Yeah, just
we've
everywhere.
Just been everywhere. Yeah.
And here we are talking to you, and hopefully you're having a day after. Usually you have the day off.
Yeah, after the Christmas. Yeah.
After Christmas. So if you're like us, you've got the day off. We've got
I've
got all week, and we've got all week next week off. So this week.
Yeah.
I got to remember.
Yeah, it'll be this, and we do have to go to RJ's one day, right?
Well, I was thinking about doing that on a Monday, actually. Maybe just going in the morning. He don't have to go to.
I wonder
they
if
may be
Lauren
off.
has to work. Yeah,
I don't know, but I have to put in a garbage disposal, so I might just do that Monday. But we'll see what day works best for them. It's no big deal. But anyway, we'll talk a little bit about that. But let's start with dogs, because we watched. Well, we knew we were going to watch one dog and one grandchild.
Well,
right?
I
We knew
didn't
that.
realize their wedding was the same day until it kind of
That's true.
that week.
That is true. We did not know that. That's a good point.
I wasn't putting that together when she said her cousin's wedding was on Friday, and then their wedding was on Friday. I was
Right.
thinking one was Friday and one was Saturday. We can watch the dog one night. We watch a baby the next night. It ended up we had 2 dogs and 1 baby, and it was fun in this house.
We found out Friday morning that Titus was coming. Titus is nothing but a pooper. That's all that dog does is poop.
Well, he did this time, but I don't know why. Maybe we make him nervous and he has to poop.
He's a pooper. That dog's a pooper.
Maybe Rigby made him nervous and made him poop.
That could be. That could be too. Brought out the upset stomach and Titus. Got him a little uneasy.
Because he had gas. Someone had gas. It was nasty.
But we weren't sure how the night was going to go. Because we don't have dogs.
Yeah.
Not 2 of them at the same time either. But
that are on different schedules. Because
Yes.
Titus doesn't go out very often at all.
No, he doesn't.
And then I think Rigby has a weekend schedule and a weekday schedule. I think he goes out early and then, you know what I mean? He's outside most of the day while they're gone and then
Right.
in the evenings. And then I think on the weekends, they stay up and watch a movie and let him out like 11 o'clock at night and then go to bed. And then he sleeps in on Saturday morning for them.
Well, I
where
slept
we
on the
get
couch.
up on Saturday morning and go.
Yeah, I slept on the couch with him, and then you slept in the bedroom with Rigby, and it worked out.
Yeah.
And Fenn woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, but then he finally did go back around 3, go back to sleep.
But then he was up at 6.
And he was up at 6.
Usually goes down by 8 and
Yeah.
sleeps until at least 7.
7. Not for Grandpa.
No.
It's fun time here at Grandpa's house.
Yeah. He
So-
says he sees you and he sees romper room.
Romper room.
Yeah.
So that was our weekend, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
So
We
now
ended
you're-
up with Rigby Thursday night, Friday night until Saturday bedtime.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still cleaning up fur.
And she said they were still going strong at that wedding. They had plans for that day to go bowling and this and that. They were doing all kinds of things in Pittsburgh. The wedding was just one activity after another.
Yeah. So yeah, but that was our weekend, and Sunday we pretty much
Crashed.
we crashed. Well, we
Yeah, but
cleaned.
We did clean.
We cleaned.
And then today we finished.
Yep. And we still have a few little things to get.
We did good Sunday
But we
until
did
my
good.
mom called me.
Oh, and you were
Wanted
looking
me
on
to
your
look
phone.
at something Facebook, and then I was like, yeah.
Next thing you know, Terry's on a shopping spree.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Look, this is on sale.
Yeah. Lots of sale. Well, hopefully it gets here. It's from China, so
Oh, who
if it takes
knows
as long
what
as the
that-
other
These, that might be over.
your hair bands take.
It might be spring by the time I get it.
Yeah, it's all winter clothes. Well,
You know,
that's
there was
t-shirts.
a couple T-shirts, so
All right, so that's what we were up to, and now we're getting ready for New Year's, and we're going to talk a little about dogs because I'm sure we'll have dogs at some point if Zachary comes over to eat our New Year's pork and sauerkraut. Which I'm not a big sauerkraut, but I love the way Terry does the sauerkraut because it is basically it's a sweet. It has apples in it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got apples and brown sugar. So that kind of takes the sauerkraut taste away, but it's really good. And the pork, I kind of look, we don't do that very often. So kind of look forward to that when we get a chance to do that. But speaking of dogs, we've been talking a lot about dogs, and apparently dogs can smell this on us. You might think that you could probably hide stress from your dog, but apparently, according to a new study, a dog can sniff it out if you're stressful, and I believe that.
oh, I know
Dogs can
that's
do a
why they
lot of
have
things.
the care dogs or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
I mean
They know before you know
that you're
that
going down.
maybe you got like a diabetic. If you're a diabetic, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
And you can they'll tell you if your sugar is getting low before.
before you even know,
Yeah.
before you start feeling
It's
it.
amazing.
They say before, like, if someone has seizures or whatever, they know they'll start yipping before they go down, and so I guess they prevent them from hitting the floor. If the dog starts yipping, the person's supposed to sit down, and that way they don't hit their head or something.
Yeah, right.
When you have
pass
like a
out or
passing
something. If you
out
have a
spells or something like that.
that's pretty cool. I mean,
And
the
my sister
dogs
does
can
say
do
her
that.
dog does. Like if she starts going nuts, she had got a headache. She got a headache lately, so the dog knew the headache
Something was coming on.
Mm-hmm.
Researchers in Belfast University, Queen's University, they carried out this experiment, and they used 4 dogs and 36 people, and they concluded that canines seem to be able to smell stress in human breath and sweat. Despite the small sample of pups, the results are intriguing, they say. Scientists noting that their work could have implications for training service dogs and therapy dogs. So this might be another way to not just for the therapy dogs, but maybe another avenue for if you're stressed out, it would be able to help you in some way, But so you
Bring me
you
an aspirin, huh?
I don't know if Rigby can smell that through your butt because that's what he likes to smell.
I know he sniffs everyone's.
So I mean, if Rigby, if you could train Rigby to do those type of things, then it would have to be through your butthole because that's where he goes for first.
He's a butt sniffer.
I think he got Lauren when she came in to pick up. She's like, ooh, because that's what he does. He's a butt sniffer, and he don't care who you are, what you look like.
He's an equal opportunity butt sniffer.
Exactly. Now he said it's been long suggested that dogs are able to detect stress in humans, perhaps through visual cues. But the authors of this study believe the results show that the furry friends can detect change in compounds produced by the human body when you're responding to stress. And if you're stressed out, your whole body, you can
Oh,
feel the
well,
stress.
look, I've been to the chiropractor, 4 or 5 times because the stress went into my neck and my shoulders so bad that I couldn't barely move.
I think it would have been interesting because when you had first told me you were going to see the chiropractor, and they had said that they had had some luck in a laser for sinuses. And I thought that would have been neat to talk
But they
but
never did because my
they didn't
neck
do
was
it.
so messed up because the back of my head hurt so bad. And when you hurt, you stiffen up and your muscles stiffen up. And then I go into a freezing cold building and I stiffen up more. And then I come home and I would get in the heating pad. And then when I got warm, I would go to sleep. If I left my coat on and sat in the chair, I would go to sleep. Or if I went and crawled in bed, I would fall asleep and I would sleep for a long time.
Because I think that would have been neat to talk about if it actually worked. Because people were asking me afterwards, did it? And I said, well, then she ended up not having that done, the laser, because
my neck
her
was
neck was all screwed up. And I'm wondering if a lot of your issue in the beginning, obviously, was sinuses, and then became more of a neck, shoulder.
I think it became a stress issue.
Yes.
Because I was already hurting and I was going into work and it was cold and it was stress. I was stressing myself out by having to sit in the cold. And
other thing I was thinking, you're off Friday for New Year's, and because the New Year's falls on a Sunday.
I think, do we have Monday off too?
Yeah, you have Monday off too. And that's good because temperatures are going to get down to almost 8 degrees.
I'm sorry, some of the school is plastic walls.
Right, because that's what I'm saying. You being off Friday through Monday, maybe the temperatures will get back up. Although from what I'm seeing, it's going to be pretty cold
in
but
January.
Not that cold like it is for New Year's
and Christmas.
Oh wait, I'm wrong. I'm on the wrong weekend.
It's
this
Christmas
weekend, not next weekend.
It's Christmas weekend. It's supposed to be real cold.
It's supposed to still be in the 20s. But it is January, coming up on January. So,
but I mean, the day it was 17, the day I started with the headaches, like I started like a week before that, baby and my sinuses. And then I went in halfway through that week. It was 17 degrees. And from the back door all the way up to the ceiling was plastic on the wall. That's all that was. The wall was plastic, like a thick piece of plastic taped.
Yeah, I'm sure that didn't help your sinuses at all. Yeah.
No.
I wouldn't think so. So if you have a dog, and I've always said with dogs that they are smart. They can do things. They can figure out how to get in and out.
Rigby can open doors. He can open cupboards.
Well, he did downstairs.
Yeah. I mean, he's open.
Yeah, because this is just handle.
Yeah.
He knows he can just hit the handle and go.
Yeah.
But he's just a nut, Rigby. But I can see where a dog can be trained because there's some really smart dogs out there.
I think he's smart enough to be trained if someone wanted to take the time, especially if he was a care dog, because he wouldn't be alone. He would think if you taught him it was his job to go get whatever out of you know what I mean? I think he could really be taught. You would have to spend some time with him to teach him each task.
Yeah, because
he could be a care dog easily. And I believe he could be a sniffer, like a drug sniffer or you know what I mean? Sniff for certain products too because of his smell. I mean, he's got Beagle in him and he just sniffs everything. I mean,
he just loses focus. Squirrel, and he's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could get him to focus.
I think if he was trained to do something and you put, like a lot of those service dogs, when they put their jacket on them, they know they're at work and they don't distract themselves from what they were taught to do.
But it's too late now for him.
I don't think so.
You don't think?
Someone told me that there's a place down in Houston that does that they would test him and see.
Oh, they'd have to test him first to see
Probably.
if he could do it.
But the thing about it is, I really think he could sniff out. Like if he was taught to sniff for a certain thing,
yeah,
I think he could find it. Like you put whatever he's sniffing for in one car in a parking lot, I bet he'd find it.
I don't know. He finds the dirty diapers in the neighbors whenever he got loose and got in the dirty diapers and smelled like poop.
I know, but I mean, he
found that. Why don't he drag back a turkey? Why don't he do one of those things?
Oh, he did that at Zachary's house.
That was
had
a
a
squirrel.
seizure, and no, he He drug. I mean, he ate something out of the neighbors.
Oh, the
and
garbage. Yeah.
he had a seizure, fell down the stairs, and threw it all up, and then he was fine.
Okay, so not all dogs are smart. Okay, we'll just say that because he's sometimes can be just an idiot. All right, so let's move on from dogs. Why am I talking about dogs? I don't even.
Because you don't even like dogs, but you've been putting up with them lately.
It's not I don't like dogs. I don't
Want them in your own house.
Yeah, but I got through it this weekend. I didn't have any tantrums, did I?
No, you
Did
did
pretty
very
good.
well. As a matter of fact, I left 2 dogs and a baby with you and went to the doctor.
And I did pretty good. All right, so next up, what's embarrassing for a grown man to still be doing? And this is what the internet says as far as that goes. So here's some things that is probably embarrassing for a grown man to still be doing. Throwing tantrums. If you're throwing tantrums as a grown man, that is embarrassing. I mean, when we're saying tantrums, we're saying because he didn't get what he wanted, like a 2-year-old.
I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I ain't doing that. I ain't going over there. That could be me. Forgetting to flush the toilet after pooping.
That's gross.
That is gross. A lot of people do that, though.
I know.
In public restrooms, you go in and you look down and there's a floater. Sometimes it's just a mess. Not maintaining minimum hygiene.
Yeah, see,
That's
that's
embarrassing.
gross.
That is gross. Minimum deodorant. It's not that hard to put on.
Yeah, but some people have BO and they just don't
Well, that's
realize
what
it. That
deodorant-
means, but you
Are they
shower.
putting deodorant
yeah,
on?
but you shower when you stink. You have to shower.
Yeah. But
mean,
maybe
if I
they
go-
just...
And if I can't, then I'm in the shower.
Was that Frank from Everybody Loves Raymond?
Yeah.
He
says he's Gina Tay.
Gina Tay. You didn't shower. He said, I smell me. I just don't mind me. It's pretty good. That's just, I guess what you have to be. Some other what's embarrassing about a grown man still be doing today? Bullying people for looking or being different. I mean, if you're bullying people, people are going to be different.
And I don't know but I know people, that even church-going people that are supposed to be, worldly Christians that will point out people's flaws,
Well, we all,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, I'm not wearing a swimsuit around them because they they thought this person was fat or this person was, so they say those things out loud. So then people are paranoid to be around them,
Be happy with who you are and what you are, and don't worry about anybody else.
Yeah.
Let people be who they want to be. If they're not bothering you, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah. And blaming women for being the reason they can't get women. I'm not really sure
What that means.
but apparently they're blaming women for being the reason they can't get women because they're probably saying the women are picky
or someone who dated you might be saying, don't date him.
But if you're, dating and you leave a big poop on in their toilet without flushing, or you have minimum hygiene, or you're throwing tantrums, then that's why you're not getting women.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with women. It has everything to do with you.
Yes.
Maybe it is just you. Sometimes you have to look in the mirror and stop blaming everybody else, right?
Yeah.
So I know there's some embarrassing things. Am I doing anything embarrassing? I'm trying to think if I do anything embarrassing. I do have my moments where I don't want to do certain things.
And you used to flip out more often. My sister would make you mad and you just roll your eyes and stuff. And
I'm trying to be a better person.
Okay, that's good.
I'm working on myself.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that I need to work on, and I'm slow, but you're like the dogs. This weekend was one of those opportunities to work on myself and not try to just, as I'm watching Titus, who just is nothing but a fur ball, and his fur is everywhere. So I'm like, okay, he's only going to be here another couple hours. We'll get it cleaned up. I just got to deal with it because it's not like it's forever.
Yeah.
So I'm working on myself.
Okay.
Are you happy with
good.
that?
Yes,
okay.
I am.
That should be the name of the podcast. For the new year, I'm working on myself. Now, my mom and I talked about this. I did this on my morning show about cheese. I was telling you about cheese and what kind of cheese. People who eat 1.5 ounces of cheese every day they say is less likely to have a heart attack. And researchers say that eating a bit of good quality cheese a day might actually help reduce your chances of developing certain coronary heart diseases by up to 14%. They say.
But I thought cheese had a major cholesterol.
They say that the cheese, although they say it does contain high levels of saturated fat, it's the calcium that really helps.
Oh.
So it's the calcium. So cheese is good for you. See? And you thought cheese wasn't good. Cheese is good.
I guess it's the cheese that's mainly made out of oil.
I wouldn't say a lot of cheese.
You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of cheese that you look at the product, the listing, and it's made with a lot of oil in it.
I mean, 1.5 ounces of cheese is not
a lot. No.
It really isn't. And if you add a cracker to it, that probably brings that 14% down. Because I'm adding a Ritz cracker to the cheese.
And the salt factor.
And the salt. Exactly. I want to talk to you about washing clothes. So this lady had this, TikTok. You can learn a lot on TikTok. Okay. I don't have TikTok, but a lot of this stuff comes from TikTok. And she says that we might be washing our bed sheets all wrong. So first of all, you should be washing your sheets,
once a week.
Once a week? Oh boy, we're way.
Once a week.
We don't do that once a week.
We used to strip our beds on Saturday morning and wash them
at home.
Yeah.
Not here.
When I was young.
Yeah. What happened to that? We don't do that. We're not dirty.
We go shopping on Saturday.
We do go shopping,
but we go to the grocery store and we get ready for the
off.
Yeah, but we.
So what would you say? We do it once a month? People are going to be grossed out if I say once a month.
I don't know.
Is it once a month?
This last time was only 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Those were summer sheets.
No, they weren't.
Those aren't summer sheets? Because you like the flannel sheets for the...
I like warmth.
Warmth. Yes, she likes warmth. This home and cleaning guru says that we could be washing sheets wrong. She said that you need to stop using detergent and fabric softener and instead use a solution of bicarb soda, vinegar, and lavender oil. So what do you think of that? Doing our bed sheets in that instead. But here's the part that doesn't make sense.
Why? What's that supposed to do for them?
Well, I'll tell you in a minute. But she says she just kind of, she kind of contradicted herself because she just told you not to use detergent.
But
and then she says
lavender oil.
She said, first of all, the woman said you should add a cupful of detergent into your machine. Well, she just told you not to use it, but now she's telling you put that in along with a 1/4 cup of baking soda, a 1/4 cup of vinegar, and 5 drops of lavender essential oil. And she says the vinegar acts as a fabric softener, so you don't actually have to put fabric softener in. You can use that as the fabric softener. The bicarbonate, the soda, is the deep clean. So that's their deep clean. And the lavender oil is basically just for the smell. Because they always talk about lavender. You put that in that little mister, lavender, and it's supposed to help you sleep. It says it helps you put you to sleep and also increases the production of melatonin. Lavender does. So I'm wondering if we should try this. But she said it also works with whites and colors. If you want to do your clothes. I don't know if I want my clothes to smell like lavender, but I do like the smell of the lavender in that mister that you have. That's pretty good. But I don't know if we're really doing the sheets all wrong or not. You want to try something new? I guess it
depends on how dirty they are. Did you get in a mud bath before you got in your sheets?
Well, it depends on how much action's happened in the room there, baby. You know what I'm saying? In our case, we can do them once a month. Okay. So I have a story. I'm going to wait because, we eat, we love to eat. And you always talk about going out to eat and you don't know exactly what's going on in the back.
In the kitchen, yep.
Well, if you found out some of the gross stuff
They
that's
do in
allowed.
restaurants?
No, not restaurants, just in your food in general.
In canned foods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that it's
We're going
loud,
to talk
yeah.
about that coming up after the break. But before I do the break, and also a man-child. Man-child is real. We'll talk about that too. But first, they did this survey about sick days. Now, you get how many sick days?
I get 8 more a year, but if I don't use them, they roll over.
Right. So every year you get 8.
And I got 40
And then-
some right now.
Right. But and then
And I've had 2 back surgeries.
you
since I've
you don't
been
have to use them because you don't lose them,
there. Right.
basically. So I don't lose anything on my sick days. I would get up to 14 per year. And then whatever you use, I only used, I think, 3 or 4. So I don't know exactly how that works. I don't know if you just add on the couple days. I'm not sure how that works.
Did you
to get to
lose
14?
I don't.
I don't lose anything. You know what I mean? Like I don't lose the sick days because it seemed like I had 14.
But you
and then
don't.
I
They
used,
don't roll over. Like say you
No,
have 14 and you
No.
only use 3. You don't get 14 on top of 14.
No,
for
no,
next
no,
year.
no. It's just it's 14. So they
It's
just
use
add
them or
to 3
lose them
days.
then, yeah.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people would use 14 just because they had them.
Yeah, but I have so much sick time. I don't have time to use
Or
the sick
vacation
days.
time, you mean?
Vacation time. Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't have to use the sick time. I use the sick time only like doctor's appointments. I mean, if I'm sick,
Yeah.
which I haven't.
But
knock
you
on
even
wood.
for your regular, you can use them for your yearly checkup too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And
Dentist
you've used them
appointment.
for a dentist
I've
appointment.
done that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So they did this survey, YouGov did, and it said, have you ever used a sick day when you were not physically sick? And it was kind of surprising. 48% said no. So
I can't believe that.
When they're
I
not
would
sick.
think it's be higher than that.
well, 39% said yes. So it's right there.
Yeah.
It's like neck and neck. I thought the yes would be more for for using a sick day, not being sick.
Yeah.
I would have thought that. Now,
Like today, I used a sick day, but I did go to the doctor. But
are we
I
counting?
took the whole day. I could have took a half a day for my doctor's appointment.
I mean, are they counting the days? Like I just said, I go to the doctor. I'm not sick.
Yeah, it's the well
I'm going
visit. It
because
could
the
be a
well
well
visit
visit or
Or my colonoscopy, which is coming up this year. I use it for that, but I'm not sick. Although
it's for a doctor's
although-
appointment. It's for your health
some might say the day before the colonoscopy, I am sick because I'm in the bathroom.
all day.
Finding things that come out of me that I didn't even know was in there. It's amazing what that stuff does. Cleans you out, sparkling clean. So yeah, 48% said no, they don't. They haven't used a sick day when they're not sick. 39% said yes, they have. Some actually said on here, 5% said they'd prefer not to say. I don't.
That's because
it's a
they're-
survey. They're not going to know you. You know what I mean?
Their work can.
I
if they
know,
find
but
out
they're
they
not going to
did use
know
them.
that. They're not going to know you were part of this unless you tell them. But even so, they might think you're in the 48%. But I don't know if most businesses. There's some businesses don't give sick days at all.
I know.
It's either vacation or not. The next question was, how significant of an impact does your mental health have on your physical health? And I think that could be huge.
Yeah.
In fact, very significant. It was 43%.
Like my mental health affected my sinuses more because I just dread going in the cold,
Right.
And mentally, I was just getting worse and worse.
Yeah. But I think it'd be nice to have, I've been lucky. This is the first time that I've had sick days. It is nice to have, especially now because they tell you if you don't feel good, stay home.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, they tell you
Since
that now.
COVID, they're like, you don't come in with a sore throat. Or
Right.
something.
So it's
I've been going in with a headache and people are, are you sure you don't have COVID? I'm like, I have a sinus headache. It's a sinus. I can tell it's in my sinuses. I have a sinus headache. And then even the doctor's office made me come home and take a COVID test.
yeah, they did.
And
It
I'm
was
like,
a waste.
yeah,
But my thing is, if you're not going to give sick days out as a company, and yet you tell people
don't come
to stay
in.
home and to use your vacation, a lot of people don't want to use their vacation because
Well,
that's
yeah, I went
for
to
vacation.
work for 3 weeks with 2 weeks at least, 3 weeks with a headache because I don't want to use all that time and then start on an antibiotic and start having bloody noses and not be able to sit there because it's all coming out of me and I
Right.
can't sit there. Well, that's when I want to use my days, when I can't physically sit there because I'm in the bathroom or
Yeah, I mean, I think I understand that some companies just don't want to do sick days because they feel like people are going to take advantage of them. But I can honestly say that where I work, they don't abuse them, the sick days at all, because they give you
enough
so many
vacation
vacation days that you'd use it if you had it, the sick day, I think, but it's not being abused. It's not like they're taking 14 days
Yeah.
besides their 4 weeks vacation.
Unless they have to have surgery or something.
Well, but then they also have
Short-term.
short-term disability, or what is it, other FLMA.
Yeah.
So they have that too. But I say this because this company that I've worked for is amazing, but there are companies that don't do all it. Maybe they can't do it. I don't know.
Yeah, small
It
companies
depends.
can't
It'd
really
be
afford
tough.
to do all that.
It would be
probably.
tough. And not to mention the sick days. It would be tough on a small company, but at the same time, it's tough on that person that to use days that they want to save
For vacation.
for vacation, and they don't have anything. And then if they want to take vacation or have something scheduled, they don't have enough days. They got to take it without pay.
Yeah.
So that, I don't know. I just think if you could do 3 sick days,
At least.
right? 3.
Well,
That's
at least
low,
like in
especially
the school
nowadays.
districts, it's like you're working with sick kids sneezing, coughing on you all the time. You need those. We need those days.
Well,
and I'm glad they rolled over because
Yeah.
Zach's only been there like 3 or 4 years, and we was only there 6 months when COVID,
Right.
shut us down.
Right.
And if he would, and he's had enough still that he rolled over that, when he has had a problem, he has them. So
Right. I just, again, I don't know. I don't know if you could fight for sick time or not, but it would be nice. It's nice to have.
Yes,
I can
it is.
I can honestly say. Coming up next, we're going to talk about a couple things. We are going to talk about New Year's. Maybe we'll do our resolutions at the end. Man-child is real. There is such a thing as a man-child, and you might be surprised at what is in your food and what's allowed. If you're eating, you might want to put the food down. We'll be right back. So you want to start a podcast. Maybe you're listening to the show today and you're thinking to yourself, boy, that would be fun. And I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Maybe today is the day. Maybe you're looking for a new marketing channel, or you have a message that you'd like to share with the world, or you just think it would be fun to have a talk show. Now, it is a lot of fun just talking to your friends. Maybe you have ideas about sports, life, or whatever your passion is. Today's the day. Podcasting is easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a fun way to expand your reach online. And where should you go? Buzzsprout. It's hands down the easiest, and it's the best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. And your show, believe it or not, can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories in minutes, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, and you wouldn't believe how many more there are. And they make it simple to join all of them. Podcasting is not hard when you have the right partners, and Buzzsprout is the team to join. They are passionate about your success. You can join over 1,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout. We're one of them. We've been on Buzzsprout from the beginning, and I'm so glad I joined up. I had a little bit of an issue, emailed a customer service rep, and they got back to me within 5 minutes, and they had me calm down. It wasn't that hard, and what I was doing was my fault. So here's all you got to do. Click on the link in the show notes. It tells Buzzsprout we sent you. You can support our show, and if you get a paid plan, you get a $20 gift certificate from Amazon. Now, here's some other things that Buzzsprout provides. Like, you get a great looking podcast website. Now, a lot of people think, oh, I got to get a website, got to pay for that. No, you don't. They provide it for you. Also, they have audio players. Maybe you have a website, and all you want to do is promote your show on your own website. You can do that with their audio players, and you can also drop it into other websites and on Facebook or Twitter, and they help you do it all. Believe me, Buzzsprout is the way to go. They've helped me immensely, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So maybe today is a day for you to start your podcast. And if you do, check out the link below in the show notes and get a $20 Amazon gift card. Welcome back to the show. I'm Ron.
I'm Terry.
And we're so glad that you do join us. The numbers are up and down, Terry. I'm not going to lie to you. There's times I sit down and I look at the numbers. I try not to look at the numbers a lot because it'd be disturbing. But I look at them and I'm thinking, why am I doing this? You know, but I do like this part of it.
Yeah.
We kind of getting our ideas out there, talking to each other. I like that part of it. And I'm hoping people will gradually catch on. Maybe we'll do something different.
Maybe they'll message us and give us some good topics to talk about.
Oh, we need to get Zach back on here too.
Because he's
help.
funny.
So before we went to break, I was telling you about a man-child. Apparently a man-child is real. Scientists say that a man-child gets less sex because it turns women off. So what is a man-child, you might ask? You could ask that.
Go ahead. No.
You got to ask.
Okay, what is a man-child? To me, it's someone
No, I just wanted you to
who
ask.
wants
What
to
is a man-child?
will get their own way or expects you to wait on them.
There you go. It's where a partner is seen as a dependent. And that's real. It's
Like
women.
Deborah says to Ray, you can be there and I'll explain it to y'all.
Yeah, for the sex.
Yeah.
Women were studied to see how dating a man-child affected their sex drive. It found women have lower sexual desire when they are dating a man-child. And the word man-child comes from the role of a partner and a child, where it's kind of they're blurred, right? Their idea of what
In other
they're
words, you're
expected
taking
of
care
marriage
of them all the time.
is kind of blurred. So, like, for instance, are you doing all the cooking? Are you doing all the cleaning? And in the meantime, your boyfriend or husband is on the sofa.
Watching TV.
You could be dating
a man-child.
because they don't. Now, I've been told by someone that's sitting in front of me that I am too much help.
Well, no, you like to throw things away.
No. Well, yeah.
Too much help in the way, but you don't communicate enough sometimes about certain things.
That's true. I just do it, and
You just
I'm
throw
putting
things away, and then I'm like,
I
looking
don't throw
for it
things
later.
away. I put things away.
But sometimes you put them in the trash.
Well, if it's empty, I put an empty wrapper in the trash.
But
That's what you do.
But ask our
And then-
children when they were growing up where their field trip slips went. They used to have
never
meltdowns
threw-
over. Oh, yes.
No.
It got to the point where our kids put all important papers on the bulletin board with a thumbtack.
I remember
For
none
Mom.
of that
I
because
remember
back
none.
then I didn't do a lot of the stuff that I do
Oh
today.
yeah, that's true. You didn't clean as much, but if there was a pile of papers on the table or the counter, you would pitch them. And if their field trip form was in there, it went.
Yeah, we'll agree to disagree on that because I don't remember that part of it. Not field trip. I would think that I would know what a field trip paper looks like. If I was doubting something, I might throw it away, but not a field trip. Because that's the fun time for the kids to get out and do their thing. Why are you looking at me? I'm telling you, I don't remember any of that. I do hate the piles of
we'll
papers.
bring that up Christmas or New Year's and ask the kids
We'll ask
if they
them because I don't
that.
remember throwing away any field trip papers.
I just remember the rule was if it was important and mom or dad had to sign it, they stuck the thumb tag and stuck it to the bulletin board so that it would not get thrown away.
Yeah, but back then I was getting sex, so I'm not a man child. I just like to throw things away, clean. So I'm not that. I'm not a dependent, right?
Oh, at times you have been.
How?
I don't know.
With what?
Oh, if you're sick,
Well, yeah, I'm a man. That's just I'm down and out.
I've been with my head in the toilet taking care of a 2-year-old.
You act like I didn't do anything while you were sick. Oh, this is not going to go well. This is not going
You've
well.
been very good this time. I've been.
No,
sick.
I've been good the last couple times.
You've been very good this time.
Come on.
And when I had COVID in January,
Yes.
you were very good.
Well, I had to stay away from you.
When the kids were little, I remember being sick and still getting up and making dinner.
Well, I don't do dinner. That is true.
and
I
see,
don't like doing dinner.
and you could have done grilled cheese for me. That's when I
could've.
could have really needed.
Yeah,
I really could have stayed in bed when I was sick, and
I could have.
You could have made grilled cheese.
Oh boy, maybe this podcast idea is a bad idea.
No, but you've gotten better over the years.
Yeah, but it's
the
too late
problem
now. I don't
is
have any young
the
kids.
The kids are gone.
They're all
now.
grown up now.
Yeah,
They're not getting the good dad now.
Well, you were a fun dad, though. You played wiffle ball when you did things with them.
All right. Anyway, scientists say that the phenomenon of a man-child is real and that lazy men get less sex. For example, women perceive their boyfriend or husband as a dependent because they provide little help with housework. So they did this. They quizzed women in relationships with men about how they viewed their partner. And they came from all over the world. And they also had a child under the age of 12. So this survey they did. And they were asked to rate the agreement with statements such as, sometimes I feel as though my partner is like an extra child that I need to look after. And it doesn't really say. Another example, it's too hard to teach family members the skills necessary to do the jobs right, so I'd rather do them myself.
A lot of people are that way.
Yeah, it's true.
They want it done their way, so they do it. They just prefer to
why do it? I have to do it again.
Yeah.
But if you don't teach them at all,
then they don't.
then they're
learn
never
it.
going to learn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you gotta just say, even if they do a half-ass job, if they did it, you can always, you can tell them to get better.
That's why your kids should have chores when they're young, growing
Yes,
up.
I think so.
Because they don't learn how to, swifter the floor. If you let them go halfway, we'll say, hey, you missed that spot. By doing the chores, they get better at them.
Yeah. I mean, don't criticize. Depending on the age, you have to do age-appropriate type chores.
Yeah. I mean, we had foster kids when our kids were little, and Zachary was 1-2 years old, and he had shoe duty. There might have been 6-8 kids here. He had to give everyone, put everyone's shoes in their rooms, in their closets. And,
right.
That was an age-appropriate chore for him. And he did it. And they're like, well, you know what? When he's 4, then he'll be doing more, but he was 2.
So, guys, if you're a man-child, so they asked women, they also grilled the women about jobs around the house. And if they were divided in this relationship, tasks included preparing meals, which I don't like to cook. I don't. I just don't. A lot of people like to. I am not
a cooker.
I like to clean it. I don't mind cleaning.
You don't mind cleaning.
I just don't want to do it. It's like tacos. It's just too much work. I don't want all the work. And they're really not that great.
You just brown
they're
them
not
and
that
then
great.
you just cut up lettuce and tomato and put
but
your
they're
salsa
just
and stuff out there.
They're just nothing.
You don't like
I'm not a
that
big,
kind of food,
no.
so.
Washing dishes, washing and ironing, paying bills, driving other household members to work and school. And the study asked women how much they sexually desired their partner. And when taken all together, most women said that men were taking an unsexy role, that of a child, because they felt like they were taking care of another child in the house. So the bottom line is, guys,
get off your ass.
Get off your ass. Don't be a man-child.
You might
You'll
get more sex.
Always jinx Coca-Cola.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, God. So anyway, yeah. So man-child is actually run. I believe it. There are people that want to be
taken care of.
That's what
Maybe
they
that's what
perceive.
I want.
Yeah, that's what Raymond. We watch a lot of Raymond. Yeah, that's what my mommy. Yeah. So anyway, I'm getting better. I'm working on myself. Terry's going to help me work on myself. Stop throwing. I just don't remember that. It's really throwing me off. You really threw me off on that one. Throwing away the poor kids' field trips. That's really bad. Okay, so our food. What is in our food? How bad is it? The FDA actually allows certain things. And here are some of the things that are in some of your food. And now the more I read this, I love peanut butter. And I know you love.
Oh, I love
peanut butter. I smeared myself in peanut butter one time. That's a long other story. No, I'm just kidding. So it's just in a jar of peanut butter. Okay. The FDA allows 5 rat hairs in that jar. Also, 30 insect limbs in a chocolate bar and rodent droppings in popcorn. These are just some of the things that are allowed in your food. So they say that there could be minimal amounts or trace amounts of animal poop, rat hairs, and insect skin in some of your favorite foods. And the FDA says that's okay. The average 17-ounce jar of peanut butter is legally allowed to contain up to 5 rodent hairs and still meet the standards. Every store-bought 30-ounce bag of popcorn can ship with at least 1 rat poop pellet. Makes you want popcorn, doesn't it? And a 1.5-ounce bar of chocolate is allowed up to 30 insect parts. So there you go. If you're eating some of this food, this is what's in it. Insect fragments include legs, antenna, other parts of the bugs that can find their way
Abdomen.
mixed into the products. The abdomen, yes. And these food,
Well, they get
detects-
chopped up on the
Well, yeah.
conveyor belt.
They get in the machine. I mean, a fly goes in and it's,
And it's part of your candy bar.
these food defects end up in food during the harvesting of raw materials and then the manufacturing process. So it could actually be as whatever you're picking, right? Peanuts, whatever, bringing
be
it
in
in. It
there.
could be already on
There on
all
the
that
peanuts.
mixed in.
Or it could get on the conveyor belt and crawl up
Yes.
it. And
Because-
centipede crawled up it and got chopped
I mean,
right
it would
up
be
in there.
hard. I mean, it'd be very difficult, I think. I don't even know how you would do it. Economically, they say it'd be impractical
Right, to get it all
to
out.
grow and harvest these products without at least some minor contaminations.
This is true.
But it still doesn't make it not gross, because it is gross. You have to admit. Now that I'm putting peanut butter on my cracker, I'm thinking of a rat hair.
Oh, I might be.
Although I've
mad.
never had a hair in my peanut butter.
You've never.
I can
felt
never
one.
say I've had my chocolate in my peanut butter, or your peanut butter was in my chocolate,
Yeah.
which would be rat hair and insect parts. But you can't think that way. Just like when you go out to eat. If you thought that way, you'd never go out to eat.
And I know people who don't eat out a lot because they're afraid of what they're getting.
Yeah.
They're very picky.
Well, I don't know that it's picky. I just think you just get the fear put
I
in
know
you. And
people who say, "Well, they don't eat at people's houses very often."
I don't
'cause
eat-
They don't think that people clean good enough in the kitchen to.
if
eat
a
that.
person has a cat walking all over their table, I'm not eating there. I'm just not. And that's happened to me. I was working with Joe. We were doing a bathroom, and the cats were all over the counter, all over the kitchen table. And she comes in there with cookies. God bless her, nice lady. And I'm not taking a cookie. I'm sorry. I'm not eating it. And Joe's like, why didn't you take the cookie? I'm like, have you seen that cat all over the butter was sitting out? There's no way I'm eating that cookie with that cat running around on top of all the counters. I'm just not doing it. There, I just said it. Hide your cat if you have a cat. Put your pussy away. In some cases, like canned corn, multiple full larvae are allowed as long as they do not reach a certain length.
That's so gross.
Yeah, while for others, only slight bug or rodent contamination is
That's
allowed.
why frozen's better. They freeze the bugs while they're in there.
For those of you that love coffee, that's a morning staple for a lot of people.
Yep.
Coffee is the way they get their blood flowing, if you
In
will.
the morning, yep. They don't do anything without their first cup of coffee.
Right. It can legally be packed with up to 10% of beans being moldy or infested with insects. And again, that's stuff that they pick. It's harvested, right? Brought in. Cherry jam. You like jam. It's allowed to have relatively high levels of mold, which is calculated by taking small samples of the spread, using it in a microscope, and to find out if it meets that standard. So there could be some mold in your cherry jam. If less than 3 of every 10 samples have mold, then that product can be sold. You follow me on this? Okay,
Yeah.
Potato chips. I love potato chips. 6% of your potato chips can include rot, and some of the popcorn kernels are allowed to have been gnawed on by a rat. A rat, cherries, like berries, will develop mold after time if it's a damp environment. Jams are moist, so it could get moldy. So there could be some mold in it. We already know that peanut butter is packed full of insect rodent hairs. So there you go. There's just some of the stuff that's allowed in our coffee, our popcorn. I mean, if you listen to that, you probably wouldn't eat anything. But it is going to be in there.
Oh yeah, even if you're
If you have to live off the land,
farmer, you pick the bugs out.
If you got to live off the land, I mean,
You're going to have bugs.
You're going to have bugs. You're going to eat bugs, if that's what it comes to.
Look, Survivor.
Survivor.
They eat bugs.
Yep, they're already prepared.
Yeah,
because they've been eating it for so long. So, New Year's Eve, we're not sure what we're doing, if we're going to do anything at all, but how long do you think people should stay after the ball has dropped?
When we used to have it here,
It didn't stay very long.
no,
afterwards.
usually 12:30, 1 o'clock. I mean, when the kids were littler, they stay
Sometimes, but
a little bit
when we
longer,
were
but-
younger,
yeah,
when we were younger, it stayed a little bit
when we were
longer.
younger, if we were in the middle of a game, we
Yes,
finished
we
before
stayed.
we left.
Right.
But now, we just go to bed before the ball drops.
Well, if we were not doing it, last year we did something. We stayed there like an hour afterwards. Everybody left. We did do something last
I
year.
can't remember.
Yeah, we did because we had that one game with the
Oh,
caveman thing.
Yeah,
They loved
caveman
that
did.
game.
Yeah,
Because they had the bat. And if you said you had to do everything in one syllable.
yeah.
But anyway, so they did the survey, and a lot of people are planning a special night. And they found that the appropriate time to leave is within an hour after midnight, which,
That's good.
now that I'm old, I'm in bed by 8. We're in bed early.
Oh yeah, we're in bed,
getting-
but we're up at 5 too.
Well, yeah, we're up early. Nearly a third of people who celebrate New Year's Eve will host a party this year. 29%. That's kind of low. Those who usually host typically invite about 19 guests. We've had 19, 20 people in this house.
Oh, we've had
Easy.
more. Yeah, sometimes more. When all the kids were young and had dates and stuff like that, we might have a lot coming and going all night too.
Some people say they're going to go overboard this year. And mostly you invite the same people. That's what this is. Theme parties are still are still a thing. People want a themed event, like, I don't know what you would you wouldn't do maybe you do an ugly sweater even after for the New Year's. I don't know.
I don't know.
Not for New Year's. Besides a good theme, party essentials are, of course, food and snacks. We always had food and snacks. Music. We didn't do much music. We just played games. Cocktails and drinks. Someone would bring one of those, a punch bowl, but it never really had
But yeah,
much
and
in
then
it.
sometimes we did alcohol slushies, and sometimes we did my amaretto and something.
Yeah.
And sometimes we had mixed drinks, and yeah,
If you're going to a New Year's Eve party, some of the top things you could
we
bring.
can't even have a glass of wine in this house because we can't get the cork out of the bottle.
I know we can't get that stupid cork. We have a corkscrew and it doesn't.
Pull it out.
It didn't work,
Now we have a hole in the
Now I've
cork,
got a
and the
hole in the
wine is still there.
which is probably not good because I put a hole in the cork.
Now
Not all the way through though. I don't think.
I don't. Who knows?
I don't know. I have to get online and see how we can get that thing out of there. If you're going to a New Year's Eve bash, you should bring a bottle of wine or alcohol. A dessert comes in second. And don't stay late, though. If you stay way past midnight, most people are not real happy about it. So if you're thinking about going to a New Year's Eve party, they're pretty much telling you to get the heck out once the ball drops.
Well, or one by one anyhow.
So, some other things you can bring: a main or a side dish. We usually did like sloppy joes. We've done meatballs. We've done what else? Well, you always had shrimp. You used to do that shrimp thing.
Cocktail. We've had. I'm trying to think. Thought I used to bring some kind of chicken branch bake or something with crackers, and I mean we've done lots of dips and
cheese and dips
cheese and crackers.
Yeah, cheese and crackers. Yep. We've
I
done
used
a lot.
to always make sure there was some Chex Mix left for
There
that
was
night.
always
A lot of food, a
everywhere.
lot of it.
Chips and dips and, like you said, all kinds
And
of stuff.
desserts, and
And,
everyone brought something,
yeah.
and I made 2 or 3 things,
Yep.
and it was always nice.
Party favors, glow sticks, hats, glasses. That's coming in fourth. And eatery, plates, cups, utensils. We usually just do. We basically are just using paper plates all the time.
Because we don't want to wash dishes.
Well, we don't have a dishwasher right now, but I mean we got rid of it when we put the granite in because it just wouldn't fit where we wanted to because it needed a. It had to have.
It had a smaller. We had a smaller
Well,
dishwasher.
the
and
granite,
we could.
yeah, and the granite had to have this post on the end.
Yeah.
And where the dishwasher wasn't going to be enough to hold it up. And we couldn't put anything on that side. It just didn't work out. Which
I have thought of adding a dishwasher.
yes, we are.
And moving things around.
We are
and
talking
putting just
about
a cutting board countertop over that dishwasher, so you don't have to worry about the other end of it.
Yeah, that's true. We probably could have done that because it could have ended right at the end of
Sink.
where the sink was. Then we could have put that.
And I didn't think about
I
that
never
at
thought
that
of it.
point.
I never thought of it either. Could have done that for sure. That would have worked. Yeah, that would have worked. Well, now you think of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We got through it all.
Yeah, well, that's
We
good.
kind of winged it. I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of winged it here because we just got in.
We've been
and
busy today.
We've been really busy. So I'm sorry if it seemed a little quick or a little choppy, but those are just some of the topics that we covered today. And we hope you have a happy new year. You have any, is there anything in the new year I know you're retiring in 2023, but is there anything else that?
I have to investigate that. I have to make sure.
Yeah, you
what
got to do
date
that
I
work.
want to do that.
Yeah.
And
We just hope for a
no,
prosperous,
I mean,
healthy new year.
Yeah, and that if in retirement I want to, the whole reason to retire is to help with the grandbaby.
Or plural, maybe.
Yeah, that would be
If there's
lovely.
more than one.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get another one if I do retire. If I don't retire, I don't see them having another.
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, because if they have a newborn, I'll be over there every day.
Well, they
helping
need
until
help.
they get adjusted.
They would
Yeah.
need help, no doubt.
Especially with a toddler and a newborn or whatever. But yeah,
That's okay. I mean, I'm fine with it. I've come to terms with it.
yeah,
it is what it
mean,
is.
we
And,
did without when our kids were little. I stayed home with them. Your mom helped us with our first one, or we wouldn't probably have had a second one.
Well, at least we're able to help.
Yeah, I mean, and we are,
We'll have to make do. I
I enjoy
need to
kids. I've
stop-
always liked kids, so it's
Just
not
stop
like
spending.
yeah,
need to stop spending and
Me.
make. No, me.
me too.
Me too.
I mean, well, but
Me too.
but I mean, but when our kids were little, we budgeted and we stayed on it. I mean, we didn't, we didn't buy new clothes unless we had a wedding or a purpose, something going on for it. And we'll get to the same thing. But then when Sarah showed me that beautiful dress she wore to,
Yeah, it
I'm
was
like,
pretty.
I got to get
Yeah.
that site because she found a real nice, I don't know if that's we'll have to ask her where she got that.
Yeah, she
She
ended
didn't-
up buying a dress, a really fancy dress for like $30.
Yeah, I mean,
Something like
so
that.
yeah, so
Yeah, it's
I mean,
really pretty.
They're out there. I mean, you just have
gotta
to
find
shop
the
better.
sites.
You have to shop better whenever you're.
There's so many things out on the
budgeting
internet
money
we've
and
never
stuff.
even touched.
I know,
Seriously.
I know, and you get on Facebook and look how many things pop up, and when you're anything on your phone, you get all these advertisements for this and that and another thing. You have to try things and see if they're quality or not.
True.
So
we want to wish you a very happy new year. Hope you had a great Christmas. A happy new year to you. We will be here the day after New Year's.
yep,
We'll be here. That'll be our next day. And I promise I will make sure it's a Monday that I put the release date in. So don't forget to subscribe. You'll get an alert when I do it right. You'll get an alert every Monday that a new episode's coming out. And you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter at Just Talking, TALKIN, out loud. You can also email us at justtalkingoutloud@gmail.com. And you can follow us again on any social media platform. I'm still trying to figure out Instagram and
all
whether
that.
we should do all that or not.
And don't be afraid to give us a subject. We'll look it up and try and
Oh, absolutely.
Talk
If you have anything you'd like us to discuss, we'd be glad to do it. No doubt about it. And again, we wish you a very happy new year, and we are out.
have a blessed week.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show.